Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I don't have much of a voice tonight, but I hope that the stream is going to be good. And thank you for joining me today. I want to say hello to everybody out there watching. Hello, Isk. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there. Isk just subscribed. Tier 1, 16 months. Thank you so much, Isk, for being here so often. You are a VIP, and we do appreciate you here on the Build with Bear Workshop. We're going to wait for a few more folks to join us. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat, not only because Isk is celebrating 16 months, but also because that's a good thing to do. So this, I got big in here. So I'm playing around with some settings. I played around. I'm going to make myself smaller in this because I didn't even notice that. Lashbrook, hello and welcome. Thanks everybody for joining me. So I played with my lighting a little bit, and in part, Irbina, hello and welcome. In play with the lighting a little bit, I also made myself a little bigger in the main, which also made me bigger in this, which I did not like. I was too big there, but I do want to be bigger, or a little more zoomed in, I should say, a little more zoomed in when we're streaming because a lot of the issues I have with the green screen are right here, and if we don't see that, it's better. I did not get a new camera. It's just the lighting. Isk. First of all, hello. First of all, yeah, it's I moved this light there. So really, what I should do is I should have a light behind my monitor, which kind of helps light the table. And I should have two lights that are in parallel on either side of me that are hitting the green screen with the same amount of wattage and basically giving me equal coverage. Unfortunately, I don't have that. I have a light over here and I have a light right here. And so what ends up happening is there's a dead spot that's really like underneath this arm. So I'm trying to kill that dead spot. And then one way that I did that helped with that is by zooming in a little bit. That has helped me cover up the dead spot a little bit. Because you can still see, like here around the thin metal of my headphones, that there's a little fuzziness. And that's just because I don't really have evening lighting. So the things I do to compensate for that aren't great. You may have also noticed my voice does not sound as great. I'm getting that deep bass that people enjoy, but that's not my vocal range. I'm a baritone. Hello, the hollow, and welcome. Yeah, I woke up and my voice was just shot today, and I don't know why. I got plenty of water. I drank plenty of tea today. I'm gonna hopefully drink a lot of water during the stream. Um, uh, the main problem is that I want to sing tomorrow. I got invited to the Twitch Sings beta, and I really want to check it out on stream. I plan to stream at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. 10 p.m. I should clarify. Do an evening stream on Friday. Not do it my normal build stream, just do it in addition. And that's going to be, I'm going to call that on the fly. I might cancel that if my voice isn't keeping up because I definitely want to be able to stream on Saturday night for a normal build stream, and I want to have a voice because it might be kind of fun to just play music and build and not really talk, but that doesn't feel like the Build with Bear Workshop. Um, Part of the show is me talking, so because otherwise I could just play a video game. But we're not doing that. We're doing building. Speaking of which, we're going to get into the building in just a moment. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me because last week wasn't great and this week hasn't been particularly great either. I am in general a positive person. I look on the bright side. I am optimistic while still being realistic, which rhymes in a way that I'm not comfortable with, but that's what I said, so I stand by it. But yeah, it's been a little tough, and I think it's gonna work out. But uh, I'm still positive. I'm still a positive person. It's just I am also, like I said, a realistic person, and things have not been as great as they could be. But I have these streams, and I really do honestly and earnestly enjoy doing this, and it's helpful. It's nice to have something to look forward to, and I look forward to streaming. So I'm going to say that Isk says when I was a kid, there was a radio station my mom would listen to that was just easy listening. Once it got past 9 p.m., it turned into Pillow Talk Radio. And then, with the deepest, most sexy voice I've ever heard, introduced light jazz. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's that thing where, like, as long as I'm not coughing, this doesn't sound terrible. It's going to be kind of tough tomorrow when I want to sing SOS by ABBA, and it won't come out. It won't be too bad when I try to sing Mother. I think I'm going to nail Mother. There are a few high notes in Mother, but it's well within this version of my range. Anyway, let's go to the overhead. Yes. So we have done. If you missed Saturday stream, we started on the Grimgerde. Just stop allowing singer persona, and you got it. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. I'm not a great singer anyway, so I'm gonna have fun with it tomorrow. Um, and we're not gonna do all the features of Twitch Sings tomorrow because to really use the most features, you have to like be live from within the app, and because it's like a game app. So I will explain that, Isk. I'm going to get into it. First, let me just say we're doing the Grimgerde. We started this. It's from Iron Blooded Orphans. This line became the full mechanics line. It is a non-grade, but it's basically a 1/100 real grade with the idea is you build the frame, full mechanics frame, and then you build all of the armor around it. The only armor we've built so far is the legs, because I don't know, they decided not to put the armor on the legs. So we're going to keep building with that. Isk, I will answer your question. Twitch Sings is a game. It is an app. It is a partnership between Harmonix and Twitch. It's not available right now for full for everybody. I signed up to be in the beta and just got into it. There was an alpha or early beta. I am now part of another version of the beta that opened up to more people. And it's karaoke. It's Twitch karaoke. There's karaoke tracks, and you can have an avatar like you would in Rock Band, or you can use your own webcam within the app. And you can have Twitch chat going. Basically, you invite your subscribers or followers to join you in there, and then their Twitch name shows up in there. So I could invite you all to come and join my stream, and it would stream to my Twitch channel, and the Twitch chat would be there just like I was doing it. And then you all would be able to do certain things like challenge me, and you would get points, and I would get points for doing challenges. Like, you could challenge me to, like, do it in a funny accent. Do this next part with your eyes closed, stuff like that. Do it like you're doing a Shakespearean play, stuff like that. Or you can just have it playing in a window and make it your source in OBS or anything else that you use. Like I use OBS, and because if I would stream from that, then the webcam would have to go through it, and then my performance would be there, and I'd have to read Twitch chat there, and I wouldn't have my overlay stuff, which I enjoy. I like my overlay stuff. So it has its own music disc. Right now, the library is small. They only added like a couple holiday songs, so Christmas music. Because let's be real, they added a couple Christmas songs. Selection is poor right now. I expect to get better. Also, I don't know if... Oh, Harold is hosting. Thank you so much, Harold. I don't know what they're doing as far as licensing. Like, they listen to the songs, but I don't know if they've cleared it for their own, like, archive. Like, I expect I can't monetize Twitch Sings on YouTube. I assume that they will attempt to stop me from doing that. But I don't even know if it'll be able to archive it here on Twitch. Harold, thank you for cheering. Make sure. Do I have to add? On Saturday, I'll know about charity. I don't remember how that works. I think I might have to add a tag. That's tag charity to the title. I can't remember. I'll look it up. But there's something where like if you do hashtag charity with your um, cheers, some of it goes to charity. And I gotta look that up. I'll have more information about that on Saturday. I apologize, I don't know right now. Um, I meant to look it up, but I didn't. There you go. Yes. Okay. So all you have to do is do hashtag charity, and total raise so far for direct relief. Okay, that's awesome. Harold, you didn't have to do it again, but I appreciate you doing it again. Um, yeah. So if folks are going to use, if they're going to cheer or anything, make sure you use the hashtag, and you can help some people out. Won't be able to catch Saturday stream. Going to go off to see the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to do a Saturday build normal. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. is going to be my Twitch Sings thing. So my voice isn't great, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do that. I'm definitely going to be taking breaks in between songs where I'll chat and we can I've got a couple songs I definitely want to sing, one of which I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about. I have to do a little bit more practice with it because it's in English except for one part that's not, and I'm very not comfortable with that part, and I want to be able to nail it, that one part of the song, because y'all deserve me to nail it, and I think it would be really cool. The Hollow says, sorry to hear about not being happy last week, Pat. I wasn't here to hear about what was going on, but I hope things are better. Yeah, The Hollow, I really appreciate that. I talked about it a little bit on Twitter and my Facebook, which I'm taking a Facebook break. I should just delete it, but I have family on there, and that's the only social media they're on. So while I attempt to get them to do something else, I'm sticking with it for now. That's a side conversation. But yeah, last week the New York comedy community lost someone really important to us and special to us, and somebody that I worked with for a number of years and I was very close to, and it was a big bummer. And then yeah, so that was rough. It's been rough, and it's been a week and a day, and that's weird to say. It's weird to think about that. Um, but yeah, I'm doing better. I'm just, my voice doesn't sound like I am, but I am doing better. Um, and I appreciate everybody. People reached out. Thank you very much, Isk. I really do appreciate that. Everyone has been really nice and awesome. Um, if you ever went to UCB Chelsea, when we were on 26th Street between the years of 2003 and 2018, 2000, yeah, 2017, let's say. In 2003, 2017, if you ever went to UCB in Chelsea and you ever saw a guy in a Tigers hat and he seemed real stern and he was so impatient about getting the show started on time, and you were like, what's up with this guy? That was Chuck Dauble, and he ruled. He was a great dude, and I miss him a lot already. Um, and yes, thank you, The Hollow. I do appreciate that. Um, but yeah, Chuck was awesome, and it is it's a weird thing. So, but we are, I honor him by working my fucking ass off in everything I do, including working at UCB Theater and in the East Village. I'm working real hard there, and that is how I honor my friend, is by being a really dependable, great employee, and being a crank about it too. Don't that's the thing, rose colored, all that. You got to be real. Chuck would appreciate that. The man was a crank, uh, and that's part of it. But also, that's me too. I like to think that I'm a crank about stuff when it goes when people aren't respecting the space or respecting my fellow employees or you know doing the work. That's when I get cranky. People that look for shortcuts makes me cranky when I'm on the job. But yeah, it's not been incredible, but it's part of life. Yes, that's I appreciate that, but that's where I'm at right now, as far as that part of my life is. Keep doing the work, keep working hard, try to find the positive in it, and only yeah, only get mad when there's a reason to be mad. Don't be mad for mad's sake. Is a lesson I try to, remember from time to time. But also, a thing that I like to say about the work I do at UCB, and I talk about the work I do fairly often, but I probably could talk about it more because I do think it's interesting and I do love the job. Um, the thing I like to say to people is they ask like, what is it? Is well, down to its core, my job is to make sure that people that I know very well and people that I've never met before get to do a really cool comedy show and get to see a really cool comedy show. And then I just repeat that over and over and over again. And that's my job, is to make sure, is to facilitate comedy. Uh, I make sure that people get to be funny and get to have a cool place to work and all that. And then I also am in charge of a small team. I used to be in charge of a lot of people. We've done some restructuring. I'm now only in charge of a couple people, and that's for the best. I've earned it. I still do a good job with those people. But yeah, I don't have to worry about as many employees, which is pretty nice sometimes. Um, yeah, and then and I make sure that the space is clean. It works really well. And I make sure that uh, my employees do a good job and people like what they do and they're trained. And I take feedback from the many people that work above me in the company. And I coordinate with the other head tech person at our Hell's Kitchen location, make sure they do a good job. But yeah, I just make sure that things work and people are happy and all that. So here's the thing about doing the full mechanics, right? We finished all of the armor, well, all of this skeleton, right? So now it's time to work on the armor. And part of that is we have to take this apart to put the armor on it, which is annoying, and I get that. But I do like that if I just wanted to stop right here, I could skip to the head and finish the head, which I really like, and just do that, and then I'd be done. If I wanted to, I could just stop here. It's pretty cool. Boop. And just do the skeletal frame. And I like that a lot. I really like that. But we aren't done. So we are going to have to take this apart, add pieces to it, and put it back together, which seems counterproductive. But that is the thing with this non-grade, which later, as we know, we start calling the full mechanics line, the Iron Blooded Orphans full mechanics line. And it's a cool thing. I think this is a cool element of the build, is that we did the whole thing and now we're just putting armor on. And like, it's structurally sound enough that we don't have to put all the armor on if we didn't want to. I do want to do that, but whoever gets this in the future, when I do my giveaway for it in the future, if they wanted to, they could optimize it any way they wanted to. Do something else with it. They could take off some of the armor, give it battle damage. This kit is really easy to do battle damage with, and that's awesome. Locks and like that. Put it back in place. There's some of it's a little tricky putting the armor on. It would have probably been easier if we didn't do it this way, if it wasn't designed like this. I'm sure there's some parts of this build that are way easier if you just did it as you were putting it together, but it's not too hard to do. And then, so we should finish this kit tonight. Even if we don't fully finish it, we'll get very close to being done with it. And once we're done with this kit, it's time to move on. And I can't wait to build the Wing Gundam Zero. Or the Wing Zero. Probably call it the Wing Zero. This kit is huge. This sheet does not fit in my shelving unit. I'm going to have to build out of the box for this one because the sheets are too big. That kit that we're going to build next, which I'm still enjoying this kit, and we're still building this kit, but the next kit is a 1/60 scale. It was released in 1995. There is no English involved in the instructions. It is going to be a challenge that I am really looking forward to. It is the 160 scale, which is normally the 160 scale is for like perfect grade. It's huge. So this is a non-graded kit. It's basically a giant high grade. There's a couple tricks. There's an LED. There's a battery pack for it. I have to get batteries to put in it because it doesn't even run off like watch battery, like LED or whatever, the little tiny ones, the lithium. I have to get AAA's for it. I have to find AAA's somewhere. I have them, but I have to find them. Uh, I have my work holiday party tomorrow, but it's on my day off, and I really don't want to go. So, Isk, thing I say about holiday parties, um, in general, when I talk about them, is I get it. I get it. It's not always fun. Sometimes it's not fun at all. But if you like the people, it is nutty, Isk. It's really weird. I'll show you when we start getting into it. I'll show you the plastic pieces that are the container for the batteries. I've got these springs. These springs are for, which don't show up in that, but you can see in here. Obviously, they blend into the background. These springs in here are for the batteries. It's a very strange design. But yeah, that's gonna come out there. C18. Yeah, I have to build the battery kit. Yeah, it's really weird. As I said, this is a 1995 kit where they were like, "What if the chest thing lit up?" And they were like, "Well, how the fuck do we do that?" But yeah, um, if you like the people, you go to the holiday party. If you don't like the people, you go to the holiday party for a little while, but you don't go that long. You get a text message and you have to go. You have to leave. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I got to handle this. I'll see you on Monday. Whatever. You make your excuses and you get out of there. But if you like the people, you tough it out. You stick around. Maybe there's somebody that you don't see it too often at work, and it's a good chance to catch up. Yeah, there's so it's not as bad as folks may remember. If you were here when I built the perfect grade, I gave up on the LED lights for that because the wiring was so hard to run. This one doesn't involve much wiring. Basically, there's a like I don't know how to describe it. Basically, there's an LED light thing you can see there, or just like a light, and then and the light just basically plugs into a box, and then there's springs. And do not get me wrong, watched a video of how to do this online because I was like, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to do this? So I did do some research about what they wanted me to fucking do. And so I'm not going to be totally in the dark about it. But I was like kind of worried at first. All right, so we got to put on. Let's see, I think we can do this by taking the head off. I'm going to be a little slow with this part because I don't really know how this goes together because I'm not super familiar with this kit. So let me just do that. Okay, so that goes on like that. This is pretty cool. It raises and lowers on the head. That's pretty neat. And then we'll put it back on its body and keep building. Oops. Alright, gonna line this head up right here. Does the next grade up require you to pour the mold as well? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a non-grade, right? It's basically a giant high grade. The pieces are huge. And I know I had people like tell me it's like that's a weird one. So I am aware that it is an odd build, but I'm excited to do it. All right, I gotta get this back on in here. I've been looking forward to building this kit for a while. It's one of those weird things where I'm so grateful when y'all buy stuff off my Amazon wish list, which I'll talk about later because I updated it. Blah, 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 blah. You know. I'm so grateful when folks buy stuff off there, but then it jumps the line. So I bought this myself with, I think this came from the YouTube money because I finally made enough money on YouTube to do that, to get a payout after years and years and years. I think it was YouTube money. So I was like so eager to buy a kit, and then this one and the last kit came in, and suddenly I didn't have time. I had to build those, which, as I said, still thrilled about. But I was like, oh, well, this goes in the back burner. That and the volcano layer, they all came in from lovely supporters of y'all. So the Zaku 2, this, and the what do you call it? Oh, the sorry, I'm not even doing this at the table. Uh, all came from lovely supporters, so I wanted to build it. So that means that this kit had to go out. So we could put a sticker on this, put it there, but we're not. I don't like the stickers in this. There's only two stickers. I don't like them. We're just going to go with the built-in clear plastic because I think it looks way cooler. But we could put the stickers on. The stickers look like this. I'm going to keep them in the box, but I don't really like them. So I was having a bit of a depressing day the other day. This is from the Hollow, and I realized I've kind of been lacking comedy in my life and started listening to my brother and me, and my day improved greatly. Kind of made me realize how important comedy can be for both. I mean, I'm a believer in that as well. The Hollow. I think having community is really important. Laughing can be such a great thing. Um, uh, Lashbrook said the Spurs are laid out by part, like everything to build the right leg is grouped together, etc. And it's blowing my mind. Yep. I don't disagree with you. It is a weird thing. But yeah, the Hollow. We can talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, I feel ya. Like sometimes you don't realize, in the same way that I think that if you can't afford it, you don't have the time to go to masseuse, you know, just doing your own kind of stuff, like rolling your feet around up and down, bending your knees after you slept, before you get out of bed. Like there are some exercises you can do, and you don't realize the tension you're holding. I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders and in my back. This chair is very helpful for that, but I have to be very cognizant of that fact that I need to do a better job about keeping up with that stuff. It's important. But we forget about that stuff, and we forget that, like, keeping stuff inside isn't healthy. And that's laughing, that's crying, that's, finding resources for your anger. All that stuff is important, and I can't stress that enough, that is important to find releases, and hopefully you're finding good releases. Like I said, it's been tough for me because I really like building. It's been good to have this outlet, but then I was like, it was a Wednesday, and I'm like, well, I guess I could build one of these kits and just do it off stream and maybe film it for YouTube, but I guess I'll just wait till tomorrow. And now, so I have to find a hobby that I don't want to stream or make content about. So I got to do that. That's next, is to find that hobby that I don't want to like make into content. I think the meter parts of comedy in the past few years of politics have made it harder to find good comedy. The Hollow, I don't disagree with you. I was just listening to randomly on YouTube. I got recommended Big Debbie, which is a McElroy Brothers bit that I really like. And one of the things I love the most about it is it imagines a world where there's a Little Debbie and Little Debbie's products. There's also a Big Debbie, and then it ends with. And also check out my granddaughter's store, Little Debbie. I'm so proud of her and her small business, which is a good gag because it's Little Debbie. But also, just nice that that bit ends in a positive. It's great. Um, there is a lot of comedy that punches down and attacks, and it's awful and certainly not fun. And it's not stuff that I truck in myself or stuff that I like recommend to people. Um, I'm not a big fan of it. Uh, some people like that's what they're into, and that's them, and they can be into that shit if they want. But it's not really what I'm into. Um, and also like look at there are people that are great at being like mean-spirited comedians or dark comedians. Like I have a lot of respect for what Anthony Jeselnik does. Anthony Jeselnik is a dark ass, mean comic. Like his one-liners, like pull no punches. They are they are a lot, but he crafts his jokes really well, and he works really hard at it. And he's also like a nice dude. So it's hard not to. I have a lot of respect for the work he does, even if I can't like listen to his albums a lot, or like if I had to see him 5 nights in a row. There are some comics I could see 5 nights in a row, and I would be like, hell yeah, this is exactly where I want to be. Jeselnik would be tough because it's just so rough. Um, but there are some comics who do work that I'm just like 100% into. Nothing like could watch them do comedy forever. Would never get tired of it. Their vibe is just my vibe, and it works for me and what I like about comedy. Um, if you're gonna, um, maybe it was lack of awareness, but 2008 to 2013 felt safer, and some jokes felt like they were more distance from actual hateful things. Well, it's also that thing of like the Hollow. There was a, uh, I think that folks are more interested in sincerity right now than they have in many years. There was this detachment, like the thing that some people will call PC culture rearing back again, is that here's the thing that's happening in comedy clubs, comedy theaters, comments or whatever in general, is people are like more willing to go, hey, that sucks. That's mean and shitty. You'll hear older comics say that like, oh, you can't do colleges anymore. It's like, well, you can't do colleges anymore because people aren't just telling their friends how much you suck. They're telling you how much you suck. They're choosing not to politely laugh at your bad jokes. They're telling you after the fact. They're telling the people that booked you, hey, that's not cool. A comedian who I know kind of well, during a set pretty recently at a college, was asked they decided not to continue the show because people were really unhappy with the performance. And that comedian, I was like, my instinct wasn't, oh, this school, whatever, they need to grow a thicker skin, oh, safe space, any of that. I was like, well, I'm bummed that that happened, but also, that dude shouldn't be doing colleges. His material is fucking dark and weird, and he enjoys making people uncomfortable and unhappy in the crowd and ruffling feathers and whatever. I don't think he's going to do great at colleges in general. And it's not that I'm like, oh, he should just do conservative colleges, because he's a man of color. So also, he probably won't do great at conservative colleges either. Let's be fucking real. He's just kind of. So I'm not surprised he didn't do well at that school or in colleges in general, liberal colleges. I expect him to have a hard time at that job, at doing those kind of gigs, because I've watched him do, make a room full of 20 people groan, and then he gets mad at them groaning. It's like, oh, that's part of the deal, dude. I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I am interested in fully committing to supporting ending a show because the audience is unhappy. I don't think I like that per se. Um, Cutting someone's mic off, I don't necessarily like that. I'm not necessarily interested in that unless it's incredibly egregious, offensive, or hurtful. If it's if it's just too much, but like I don't know why that. I know why that guy called. I would figure groans were what you'd be aiming for with the humor of that. No, he wants to. Well, one, he does want groans. He wants to be mad at groans. He wants a reaction like that. And two, he would probably say in character or whatever, or if he wasn't being honest, that no, he's not trying to get that reaction. He's trying to open up minds and ideas and all that shit, or whatever nonsense he wants to say there. But in reality, he just wants uh, he does want a reaction like that. Um, and I know that he, because it's all part of it. Yeah, he wants those groans, but he wants to be mad about getting those groans so that he can keep doing whatever he's doing. The thing that got me, he wrote for SNL for a year. So somebody clearly saw that and said, "Whoa, somebody that wrote on SNL that does stand up in New York, we can get that, and we can get them at a reasonable rate. Let's do that." And they should have watched a video of his stand up. That's what I always say to folks. You might not be able to find material they've done recently, but you should be able to find, if you're asking about a comic or interested in a comic, you should be able to find their work on the internet. Um, like I said, sometimes it's not the most recent stuff, um, but it should be enough to get you a gauge. Like I can tell you how incredible Joe Firestone is. Joe Firestone is fucking incredible. And if Joe Firestone is coming to your town, you go see Joe Firestone. Also, Joe Firestone will book cool. But I'm saying that, but I understand that I like weird shit. I like weird stand ups. Joe Firestone is a unique, interesting individual. Her worldview is weird in a way that I love. She might be too weird for you. She's not, so that might not work. So maybe you don't want to go see Joe Firestone. But like, look up Joe Firestone's stand up on YouTube. See if you can watch her a special she's done or a guest spot that someone filmed and put up that she doesn't even know is on the internet. Because that fucking happens to stand ups all the time. Um, they didn't know that the show was being filmed, and then suddenly the bit they're working on that they're not fully done with is on YouTube, and they don't know because the person that posted it didn't tell them, and then someone else tells them later. Like, oh yeah, I watched you work on that bit. And they're like, oh no, that's not what I want. Um, but yeah, I can tell you how great a lot of comics are, but that's not the same as you going out and kind of engaging with them and seeing if that's the thing you want. Because also, like I said, I I respect a lot of stand-ups. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the work they do, but also the things that get me sometimes aren't the things that get other people. And then there are plenty of comics that folks really like that I'm like not into. Um, uh, I'm in a weird position where I probably don't want to say names of people that I don't think are that don't really work for me, just because like I am in the business of producing comedy and maybe I shouldn't talk about that stuff. In the same way that I don't talk about uh, I don't talk about like comics who are shitty people because I gotta keep working in this industry, you know. In the same way that there's folks that won't tell you about shitty people in the video games space, um, unless they're actively harming people. But if they're just like not the nicest person, it probably doesn't come up. They might agree with somebody else saying something. Uh, yeah, is stands up is most comedy. Most comedy is better with people. A comedy movie is better in the theater than it is in your apartment. Stand up is better in a theater, even a club. I don't love comedy clubs because they are about most comedy clubs are in the business of selling you drinks and food, and then there's also stand up. That's kind of their business model. That's how they stay open. Because some people don't bring in the numbers, but if everyone bought some drinks, then you're okay. Whereas comedy theaters, like uh, the Comedians of Comedy tour, Patton Oswalt's tour, they did rock clubs, right? Chair shows, as they're called, because you put the chairs out at a rock venue for that kind of a show. Um, those kind of shows are um, better represented as far as like the audience that goes there. I'm a little more comfortable with you going to a music venue on a comedy night. Um, the only local comedy places I know in Portland are in the real stabby parts of town. I'm sorry to hear that, Isk. But you keep an eye on like all comedians that come through. Take a look at the music venues you like to see if they're doing any shows for comedians. Like Maria Bamford can do comedy clubs, but she also likes doing rock clubs and in music venues. So like you can kind of keep an eye on that. There might be somebody performing that is interesting that's doing that kind of a show. I missed a thing. I missed a step. I gotta put some pieces on here. We're about to move on to the shoulder pieces, and I missed a step on time. What do you think of Always Sunny? All the actors seemed like the opposite of the characters they play, and the characters usually end up getting their own comeuppance, but some of the comedy scenes blur between satire and honest. So, the interesting thing about Always Sunny is I feel like that show isn't out of ideas, but they're out of envelopes to push. I think they're out of. I think they need more and more fresh blood in the writers' room because I think they've accomplished the goals of the show. I have a lot of respect for that show, for the actors. Some of them are comedy actors, some of them aren't comedy actors, and they're just doing their roles. Um, Somebody said the other day that they're like, I wish someone wrote a comedy thing for Ron Perlman because Ron Perlman clearly loves comedy and wants to be in comedies, like a good comedy movie for Ron Perlman. Because I think Ron Perlman fucking loves being weird in movies and playing weird characters. Like I don't know how I honestly feel like he just made a bunch of weird choices in Pacific Rim, and they were like Guillermo was like, yeah, sure. Like that's the vibe you get when you watch him is that like when he gets to be fun, he's so psyched about it. Um, but yeah, there are plenty of incredible actors who are not stand-ups or sketch actors or improvisers. Uh, One of the fun things that like the LA comedy scene, which I'm a little into. I'm not super into. I don't know everyone there. I haven't lived in LA, but I know a lot of people that work out there. Was that in the early days before Comedy Bang Bang was a podcast and a TV show when it was just a live comedy show that Scott Ackerman ran. Uh, a guy that there would be like actors just kind of like because it's LA, so people come in and check it out and see what the show is going on and hang out because rock stars want to be comedians, comedians want to be rock stars, actors want to be funny and likable. It's all of that intertwines, right? It all is the same thing. So John Hamm used to go and hang out at M Bar and see Comedy Death Ray, which predated Comedy Bang Bang. It just changed the name. Um, he used to go all the time. To the point that when he got Mad Men, like some LA comedians were like, "Oh wait, I know that guy." And now because he did Mad Men, he gets to do comedy stuff. Like he gets to be in some comedy movies. He gets to hang out. Him making an appearance in Doug Love's movies is like a big deal. After he went to go to tapings of Doug Love's movies, like it suddenly became because he's like bigger in that respect. He now gets to live his comedy goals. He never wanted to be a stand-up, but he still wanted to do comedy, performance. And now he gets to because he's John Hamm, and people are psyched that he wants to do their thing. Uh, yeah, the Hollow. I'm like a season behind. But yeah, so a lot of I tend to not necessarily subscribe to folks to recommend comedy clubs, and I more recommend comedy theaters, or I even honestly. Oh, good night, everyone. Thank you very much, Harold. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he's great in everything. It's good. He's good and stuff. The Hollow. Yeah, the Hollow says good night to Harold as well. Thank you, Harold, for hanging out. But what was I saying? Oh, so one thing you can do is you can look at if there's a bar that you like and it has a comedy night. Go to that. Get a couple drinks. If there's a place that has a back room, I would steer clear of open mics, unless you love watching people fail. Open mics are not fun. They're not enjoyable. They're the work. They're the struggle. They're the reality, and there's something interesting and earnest and engaging about the reality. But open mics are awful and not fun, and I would never recommend open mics unless you're like, want to be a stand-up, and then you got to go and fucking do the work and see what's up. But if you're just like, I like to go to a stand-up show, check bars that you like, see if they have comedy nights. Um, you know, Smaller cities that don't have a up-and-coming comedy scene um, are still gonna have funny people. Waffle Soup just subscribed. That's 2 months in a row. Thank you so much, Waffle Soup. That's a tier 1 subscription. That is always appreciated. Thank you for that. I'm going to have a little bit of water because I'm not doing a good job of drinking water. As you can, hear, my voice is not where it should be. So, trying to drink plenty of fluids. Had a lot of lemon tea. Or just, I was drinking tea with lemon in it, and then I was also drinking hot water because I don't really like tea that much. I was drinking a lot of hot water with lemon in it, which was good. I'm also not really supposed to drink a lot of lemon for my current diet, but whatever. That's fine. But yeah, what was I was saying some stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. Look into stand-up nights, see what's up. The nice thing about going to stand-up nights at a bar is generally they don't have cover because they want you to take to get drinks, and they might even they might even have an intermission at a bar show, so you can go to the bar and get more drinks, and then you can just fucking leave if what isn't good. You can just go when they take a break to try to get you to get more drinks. You can just go. As someone from the South, what is this tea blasphemy? Look, Lashbrook, I understand. I like sweet tea. I like sweet tea a lot. I like sweet tea so much that when it came out of my mouth just there was a twang in my tea. So I do like it. But hot tea is not necessarily my favorite. I don't actually enjoy hot beverages that much. I like cold beverages. I like refreshing cold beverages more than I like hot ass beverages. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna look at this. Let's see if that's an email. Okay, no, great. Um, my work email popped up, but that's just because I have a burner Twitch account. It's not a burner; it's a backup account. I just have a backup account, but it's on my work email. I used it at my holiday party last Saturday. I streamed. It was just for. I have to upload that. I just remembered I haven't done that, but I was very surprised when I went to Canada that sweet tea came with lemon by default. Yeah, I mean, people do tea differently. It is it is certainly a different style depending on where you're going. All right, so we got to do right leg here. So we're putting our armor on. I'm going to get the pieces I need to do that. These blades are taunting me. I really want to build these sword blades, and it's just taunting me now. So we'll start with the right leg here. Yeah, I think people, and there are some folks that when they think of like tea, they don't think of iced tea at all, or sweet tea. They think of you know dunking a thing in a cup of hot water, letting it steep, and then suddenly you got your coffee alternative, or green tea. I know probably I'm sure a lot of people think of green tea when they think of tea. They just think of that like drinking. They think of Earl Grey hot when they think of tea. Uh, but yeah, it's just not my favorite because warm beverages enjoy it. Uh, Isk says, crap. I made dinner, but I don't have any clean bowls. All the bowls are in the bottom of the sink full of dirty dishes. This is my personal hell. Isk, I'm going to give you a recommendation. Use a Tupperware container. Does it feel like you're a teenager if you're eating out of a Tupperware container instead of a bowl? Yes. But sometimes people forget about bowls. The hollow earlier you said I go one step further and drink water in the shower, and I've heard that many parts of Europe, if you ask for water, they bring carbonated water. Yeah, yeah, yes, Isk, you will feel like a real asshole, but guess what? You cooked before you did your dishes, or you didn't take time while you were cooking to do the dishes, so you are in fact an asshole. Uh, this is how I feel when I don't do the dishes and realize I need to now do the dishes, like, or do something else. I'm like, oh, I really fucked this up. What an asshole. Um, yeah, I can't remember. This is 100% my fault. I got high and instead of doing dishes. I just laughed through all of that. But yeah, sometimes, yeah. You just get high and don't think about the repercussions of your actions. All right, so we're putting some armor on here. This is like this little thing is where our blades can go at the end. I just love the look of this goddamn thing. Look at this thing. It's like it's the antenna makes it get like a bug-like thing, but it also is very humanoid in its skeletal structure. Um, obviously that's what Gundams are, right? We made machines that look like us. Like that's the fucking point of it. But I think it really does a great job of looking really humanoid, uh, like a runner. It's just like a kid that looks like a runner. Um, I have a dispensary 2 blocks from my apartment. I've never had as many edibles as I have since I moved in here. Okay, Isk, look, I'm not a narc and I'm not your dad, but I am saying, hell yeah, very cool. Live your life, and also, you know, it's like anything else. If I was able to, I would eat chips all day and night, every day, every night, all the time. Guess what I can't eat anymore is chips because they just keep me fatter than I would like to be. I don't eat chips as much anymore. I still eat chips. I just eat way less chips. I treat myself one day a week. I have some chips because while I am doing the keto diet, I am not in full ketosis. I'm just eating healthier and keeping a better idea of what I do. But guess what? Tomorrow, I'm eating chips, and I'm excited about it. You partake once a week. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not even saying, like, oh, you should stop. I'm definitely not saying that, because that's not me. That's not my style. Um, but, I say like everything else. Here's the thing they don't tell you. They don't tell you this because they don't know it. Once you do something a lot and you cut back, when you do it, and you don't do it all the time, it feels one naughty, which is great. Everybody loves that. And two, uh, when you do it and you haven't done it in a while, it's better. It's so good. It's so good. The chips I'm going to eat tomorrow will be baked sour cream and onion chips. They don't put enough in the fucking bag. It's not worth the money. But I love them. And I'm going to eat them tomorrow. And they're going to be fucking great. And they're going to be so fucking great tomorrow. Can't wait to eat those chips. I deserve them. But if I ate chips today, the chips I eat tomorrow wouldn't taste as good because I ate them today. So I'm like treating myself tomorrow to better tasting chips. Isk, the Hollow says that you show those chips whose boss was funny. Lastbrook, I'm going to get to your thing in a second because I want to talk about chips more. Do you eat straight out of the bag or pour them into a bowl first? So, if I have a dip, I like to moderate how many chips I'm eating with the dip, and I'm going to put them in a plate or a bowl. Eat them like that. If I'm eating out of the bag, I'm just eating out of the bag. I'm just going for it. That's why they designed a Pringles can. You don't need a bowl if you're eating Pringles. You just pop that top, and then you pop that top back on. Not that I'm going to eat Pringles, but like they designed Pringles so you don't even need a fucking bowl. You just go for it. Lashbrook says fair. Yeah, let's go. We're going to answer what you just brought up because I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to investigate that a little bit, and then we will continue. Then I will take a break to talk about, liking my shit and all that other stuff. So, you said, did you see the Gundam Horse Racing crossover promotion? I did not. I am clicking the link that you supplied. Thank you for supplying the link. And I will take a quick look-see at this. Oh, man, that's Gundams on horses, and those are real horses. This is, Hey, fuckers. I understand what continuity you're doing. Where's the Master Gundam? Where's the Gundam that already rides a horse Gundam? There's already a horse Gundam, and there's already a Gundam that rides a horse. It's the Master Gundam from Asia, from G Gundam. Fucking come on. Do I have to do everyone's work for them? Why am I so mad about this? God damn it. I understand it's not the 40th anniversary of G Gundam. Also, you're right. A Gundam on a horse is so good. What I'm saying is, I don't care. You just also include it. You reference it. I'm literally going to leave this up so that I can retweet this and go, what the fuck? I'm mad about it. It's awesome and stupid and terrible. I shouldn't say stupid. I'm trying not to. Sorry. Nonsense. It's nonsense. That's nonsense. And also incredible. What the fuck? That's totally incredible and wonderful. I love it so much. So, Isk in G Gundam, Master Asia is a guy that rides a horse. And then, because the way that it works is you're in the suit and you're inside and it's like Rock Up Sock and Robots, you're inside the Gundam, you're standing up. His horse also is inside of a horse Gundam. So the Master Gundam rides a unicorn Gundam. And the horse controls the horse Gundam, while Master Asia controls the Master Gundam. And it doesn't make sense, and it's wrong. It's very wrong. And we made it. We made it in high grade. So I think those are Gundam-sized horses, Lashbrook. Those are horse-sized Gundam. No, those are Gundam-sized horses. They're not tiny Gundams. They're giant horses. I'm looking up. Yeah, all right. We built this on stream. It was one of the first high grades we built that wasn't from Gundam Wing, because we're going to build everything from Gundam Wing, all the main Gundams in every incarnation. But we can't build. All right, so let me save this image, because instead of just like linking the chat, I want it to be in the video as well. So I'm going to save this image, and then I'm going to add it here. I don't know if I can drag and drop, but I'm not even going to worry about that. We're going to call this. I'm going to find my source. I'm going to do it proper so we can look at it. But yeah, this is one of the first high grades we built that wasn't from Gundam Wing. So this is it. We built the Master Gundam in Master Grade and High Grade, and it's beautiful. And we built this. Yeah, and it's beautiful, and I love it so much. What is his name? Oh yeah, Funsaki is the horse. We built that on the stream. It's my YouTube archives. It's perfect and wonderful, and I love it so much. And I'm gonna take it away right now. Don't need it there. It's a mount. It's basically just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle. That's all it is. I'm gonna delete that. Actually, I don't want it on here anymore. But yeah, that's beautiful, and the horse. Yeah, I don't remember. You know what? I could be wrong. It's been a while. I might be wrong. If you remember. Anyway, hi, I'm Pat Baer. I'm taking a short break here. We're going to keep building. We've got more armor due. We got to finish the legs. We got to build some weapons. We're getting close to being done with this kit, and then we'll move on to the next one. But, hi. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching. If you're just following and you're not a subscriber, consider becoming a subscriber, either using your Twitch coin or using cash money. You could use real money if you want to do that, if that's something you'd be interested in doing. That would definitely help me with the work that I do here. Is if folks, when you donate to this via any of the ways, but including using Twitch subscriptions, I take all that money and I buy more kits to build more kits. That's what I do with it. We talk about three things here: Gunpla, anime, and horses. We also don't talk about horses enough. We probably should talk about more about horses. Maybe they're played out. I don't think they are. Anyway, I also have a Patreon, and I've talked about this every week, but I would love to get to $150 a month. I would love to include a Monday afternoon stream. If I can get to $150 a month, I will do that. So consider that. Even just $1 a month would mean a lot. Something to think about. No pressure on any of this. Yeah, I always say this: if you can't afford to become a subscriber, you can't afford to back me on Patreon, you can't afford to buy a model kit, just give me a follow and watch my streams. Tell a friend. If you know someone that builds model kits or likes anime or likes Gunpla or just likes a nice chat, like a good chat room like y'all are so nice, like legitimately really cool. Yeah, tell somebody. I put up some new stuff in my Amazon wish list. I'm going to go and look at it right now so that I can say, hey, what's up? I put up, there's an Optimus Prime kit that looks really cool. It is expensive, and it is not Amazon Prime, but does have free shipping, and it looks really cool. There's also some Lego stuff that is from Marvel that I thought looked cool, including Spider Mech versus Venom. It's Spider-Man in a big Spider Mech to take on a big Venom. That kit looks real cool. Of course, you are also, as always, paying the tax. But so there's more Ninjago stuff in there. There's some model kits that look cool that I think would be really fun to build. You know, the usual stuff. I put in all the very expensive Tall Geese and Heavy Arms limited edition stuff. I keep my eyes peeled on that to see if it ever goes low enough for me to just buy, but it's in there. But yeah, if you buy something on wish list, like this Grimgerde was bought off my Amazon wish list. I don't know who bought it. They didn't include their name, so I thank you, whoever did it, and I'm building it, and that's fun. Yes, the Matsumina is Incrediblisk. It's a beautiful kit. Um, I don't know enough about it, but it's gorgeous. I also have a Ko-Fi, and this will be in the show description of the YouTube video as well. So consider, for folks watching this on YouTube, it's all in there. I always try to keep that stuff in there. Um, uh, my coffee is just for donations. If you got any gift cards coming up for holidays, you want to send it my way, that'd be cool. And then I also have the Build with Bear community. That's just my Discord. I post build photos in there. People post stuff they're working on. It's pretty neat. Um, and then I'm gonna put the tweet that we've been talking about in the show description because we're gonna talk about some anime here, but I'll also put the Gundam horse thing in there so that I can link to that to people. Um, let's see. We'll talk about. I got two things to talk about tonight when anime. We'll get back into building right now. I posted a real good dog in there once. You did ask. Yeah, people post stuff. People also plug the stuff they're working on, which is very nice. I appreciate when people do that. Harold posts in there when he goes live with things. People should always check that stuff out. It's a good resource for nice people who oftentimes are on the small side of streaming. Um, so it's nice to support small streamers. As you may have noticed, small streamers can easily read the chat because the chat doesn't fly by and they don't miss things. There are plenty of people out there that the only way they can even get their voice heard is by donating bits and leaving the comment, and then that usually gets read because it shows up separately. You never need to do that. Oh yeah, and then as we said, we found in the earlier in the stream, if you do ever want to leave make a donation that way through bits, the thing to do for that is to use hashtag charity, because that is a great way to support a local charity through Twitch. They basically a cut of their cut of the bits goes to something. Pat, your Tupperware suggestion was amazing. Now I can just put a lid on this and save it for leftovers. Yes, that is. Look, I do recommend. I do recommend for people that if you have leftovers, taking leftovers out of the Tupperware and putting it on a plate makes it feel like you cooked a meal, not that you're just eating what was in the fridge. I think that's a little bit of that's a basic ass, but pretty nice life hack is just like plate it and it feels like you made something and you're not just grabbing whatever out of the fridge because it's time to consume food for energy. It can be nice to do that, but also yeah, sometimes Tupperware is a plate, sometimes it's just whatever you need it to be, and sometimes taking a thing out of the fridge, sticking it in the microwave, heating up, and then eating is wonderful. All right, we're back to building here, working on our Grimgerde. I really do love this kit. The reviews of this are very positive. I guess there was a smaller, the 144 of this, people didn't love. The articulation of this is really nice. I think it's going to look really good. I'm having a little trouble with these side pieces getting this elbow pad joint on. That's a joint, it's a pad. I was right the first time. Getting this elbow pad piece on has been annoying. But overall, this is a pretty fun kit. I got to see how this lines up right here. As always, once we get this figured out, the next part will be a lot easier because I'll have already done it once, as always, with all my builds. You could buy things off the Amazon wish list, like say I just did. What, Lashbrook? You bought something off the wish list? That's awesome. I hope you leave a note with it if you don't want to tell me what you bought. I'll keep an eye peeled. And this high grade is will shouldn't take too long. It's huge, but it shouldn't take too long. So the next thing I'll build after that might be uh, what you bought. But yeah, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to tell me. I use Tupperware even for open box cookies. Yeah, that could be good. Seal it up. Um, Now I'm wondering what you purchased, Lashbrook, which is really nice. Uh, there's a bunch of stuff on here, but did you buy? There's too much for me to just know by looking at it. Uh, so I don't know what you got, but I appreciate it. Uh, yeah, all right. We'll get back into focusing on the build part. Uh, it says you should find out on the 19th. Well, that's good because I'll still be here on the 19th. So I'll wait on the 19th, Lashbrook. And now I just have anticipation. I might be able to use the Wayback Machine to see the last update, but I doubt. Not the Wayback Machine, but there's a thing I could probably use to see. That is a weird thing about Amazon wishlist is they don't just like notify you when someone has bought something off the wish list. Uh got a new subscriber. Jacob McCourt just subscribed using Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. I mentioned it on Twitter. I know some of you have been dealing with this for a little while because it's just always different the way things work out. But I've been dealing. This is taking fucking forever. This should just go in. It's not, and I don't know why. Um. Thank you very much, Jacob. I really appreciate it. No. So I have Twitch Prime, like many of you. And I use my coin for one of my favorite streamers. Oh, there it goes. There it is. Okay, I got it in. And no complaints there. But as y'all know, they did a thing where they got rid of the feature where you didn't see ads if you had Twitch Prime, and that went into effect when your Amazon Prime renews. And unfortunately, uh, um, oh, hello, Washable Markers. Glad you were popping to say hi. Hello. Um, Unfortunately, yeah, my Amazon renewed today. My Amazon Prime renewed today, which means my Twitch Prime. When I went to watch video today, I saw an ad, and that's how actually I knew that it auto renewed because I forgot that that was going to be today, and I was like, wait, why am I watching an ad? Um, yeah. So yes. So Jacob, your Twitch Prime token works just like real money in that respect. It's still the same cut. It means the same to me either way. They just knew that, but basically what was happening was the previous method of uh, of of Twitch Prime. If I watched something that was supposed to be an ad, I didn't see the ad, but Twitch paid the people as if they watched an ad. Well, and then somebody looked at the numbers and looked at what they projected they were going to make and what they were actually going to make and went, oh, we can't fucking do that anymore. We got to change that. Shit. And so they changed it. And now, it's, and then it rolled into effect, which I appreciate. One of the reasons I signed up for Amazon Prime so I didn't have to see ads on Twitch. I understand. Jacob, I appreciate you checking in on that. Yeah, always if you have a Twitch Prime coin and you want to use that's great for me. I do really appreciate it. And in fact, most of my subscribers are more subscribers use Twitch Prime than use their actual hard-earned dollars, which I do appreciate. Yeah, I mean, I use Amazon Prime so much to get things, my wish list, obviously, but also the kits I buy myself for the stream are there. So so having Twitch Prime, it was helpful not to have ads. It was one of the reasons why it was very appealing was not to see ads. Because I try as a content creator, which I know sounds gross, but that is what I do. As a streamer and a person that uploads video to YouTube and does stuff on the internet, I don't use an ad blocker. I see ads. I try to block I make it my mission to block trackers because I don't want people to track my information. But if you're serving me an ad and someone's getting a cut of that ad, I want that to happen. One of the reasons why I really like I use Google Music instead of Spotify is because my Google Music account also means that I have YouTube Premium. And so when I watch people's videos on YouTube, if they had an ad there, I don't see the ad, but they get credit as if I saw the ad, kind of like what Twitch used to do. That's nice for me because I watch a lot of creative content. So I want those people to make more money or make the money that they should make for that. So it's nice that when that happens. So I'll watch ads. I'm not going to turn an ad blocker on Twitch. I watch every ad that comes in. I will be late to streams. I will probably start streaming a little earlier. Like start 3 or 4 minutes before, or wait a couple minutes so more people can watch the ads before I start doing content. I'm going to be more cognizant of that because I haven't really been that in the past, and I need to be better about that. So I will endeavor to do that. That's the same reason I did the upgrade from just Google Music to the whole premium thing. Yeah. Hello. Also, hi. Thanks for jumping in and chatting with us. I haven't said this in a while, so I'll just say it right now. We'll move on. But hey, when I don't mind if y'all are lurkers. If you don't want to chat, I'm not upset about it. It's sometimes a bummer when no one wants to chat. That happens every now and again where I like get into the second hour of streaming. Tonight's been great. I still haven't even talked about anime yet because we have talked about anime. I haven't talked about the 2 anime that I watched this week since the last stream. We haven't talked about that. But we've had conversation that we could talk about, and that's great. And sometimes it is a bummer when nobody's got anything to say, and I've kind of run out of things to say. Saturday nights. If you want to watch the stream on a Saturday night at like 10:15 p.m. Eastern, like 48 hours from now, if you've got something you want to bring up, that would be awesome. Because usually I'm a little out of conversation starters or ideas for conversation. So that's usually really helpful. But it's also not necessary. I understand. Not everybody can have a thing they want to say. Anyway, to get into the anime I want to talk about. First, Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, still one of my favorite shows this season. My number 2 show of the season, I would say. Really cute, really fun. Makes me glad I only work retail 3 times a year. Because retail is a lot. I mean, it was going and doing the selling. Like I had to mail 12 T-shirts this week for League of Heels, and that was a lot of fucking work to do. And it wasn't a lot of work to do, but it felt like a lot of work to do because it's not a thing I do all the time. I don't work retail. So that show is still really cute and really fun and makes me glad that I don't work retail, but also, obviously, I have so much respect for folks that do and that do that grind because that grind is not for me. But yeah, still a really fun one. And let's see what else. Oh, so it had to happen, right? I got to an episode of that time I got reincarnated as a slime that I didn't love. I liked it. I didn't love it. There's some fun elements to it. 2 things are happening. 1, now that we've got these ogres who are a special breed of ogre, and they're very humanoid looking, well, 2 of the female characters are really into the slime, and they're very jealous, and they're named characters, and now we got a fucking harem, and it started, and it's a harem of 2, but that shit's happening, and I knew it was coming, obviously. The fact that it took this long, I respect a lot. Because I forget what number episode we're on, but like Like they introduced two female characters who like our slime, but weren't like obsessed with him. And that's not to say there wasn't that gross, because there is a gross episode, but like it's the harem stuff. And then the other thing is there's a lizard man character who is just annoying, and I know he's annoying so that they can like show him up. And I'm honestly really hoping that they introduce the lizard men so that the dragon can be reborn as like a lizard dragon or something, like a dragon man or something. I'm really hoping that's why we have lizard men. But this lizard man isn't cool. He's really annoying, and it made the episode a little hard to watch. But that's pretty great considering that's a genre that usually it's hard to recommend. Like at a certain point, I just stopped telling people about some of those shows because they're so hard to recommend because you have to get over so much of it being terrible. All right, let's see if I can get this elbow thing on. The other one took a really long time and it was really annoying. Basically, I have to get these pieces, the side pieces on, and then this piece on lined up right. So this piece just slides it. And it doesn't look complicated, but it is. I'm burped there. I apologize. But anyway, I do like that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I'm looking forward to it. To the next episode on Monday. I'm looking for the next Skullface. I usually watch it on Monday or Tuesday sometimes even. Let's see if there's any other shows. Jingai-san no Yome is still fucking weird. It was the 1 year anniversary. It was the episode of the main character's 1 year anniversary. Again, that's a 3-minute show. So if you don't like it, I don't know. It's still fucking short and weird. But yeah, this is a good season. I dipped my toe into a couple series that I'm not going to really talk about. I wish I liked this season of JoJo. I just don't give a shit about any of the characters, and maybe that'll change. Like a lot of times, when I'm like iffy on a show, somebody like will be like, "Oh," like we'll post like a video on YouTube, and I'll like check it out, and then be like, "Okay, I'm gonna adjust myself. I feel too big in the frame. There, that looks better. I like that better." Washable says, "Hey, I'm going to head out early day tomorrow. Have fun with the rest of the build." Thank you very much, Washable Markers. Thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Thanks for chatting with us. Have a good early day. I'll be back 10 p.m. tomorrow with a special stream, a non-building streams tomorrow night. For those of you that didn't hear at the top of the show, tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, I am going to try Twitch Sings. It is their karaoke app / game / platform. Powered by harmonics. The song selection isn't particularly perfect, and my voice isn't great, so I don't expect to do that forever. The Hollow says, "I'm like 5 episodes behind. I've never liked JoJo's weekly thing. I'll probably marathon it." Yeah, I mean, I immediately liked Josuke because I loved his reaction to the stands, and him just being like, "Oh, I've been possessed. Better lock myself up in jail. I don't even need this thing. I'm tough enough." I really love that interpretation. And then, like, through his eyes, diamonds are unbreakable. I thought was kind of really fun. So I just am not clicking with any of the characters in this, and I'd like to. I'm just not. There, we got that on. It's really weird how annoying that knee piece is on. I hope that they don't pop off because I don't want to fucking do that again. That took too long. That took way too fucking long to do. So I really hope it doesn't ever pop off. Anyway, yeah, I might marathon it. I might give it another shot. You know, sometimes it's like somebody posts a clip on YouTube or something, and I look at a thing and go, "Oh," like I'm not predisposed to check out like anything in the Fate series because I've never really watched it and I don't have any connection to it. So I would not have checked out Today's Menu for Emiya family, if I hadn't seen a clip of them cooking and smiling and saber like expression and been like, oh, this is just a slice of life cooking show. Hell yeah. That sounds like me and Gridman. The characters were just hair colors to me. Yeah, I want to go back to Gridman because I did like what I watched of it. I just kind of fell off of it. I am going to try to go back to Gridman because I also feel like there's such a good, there's always the chance that, like the fact that I have 4 shows that I watch a week, like 4 shows a week that I'm checking out, is kind of rare for me. I'm usually like 2 or 3. So, and I only dropped off 1 show because I really like the premise of Ms. Beelzebub, as Ms. Beelzebub likes. I just think the execution was bad, and I don't think it's a good show. But like, I'm still watching 4 or 5 shows a week because occasionally I end up skipping a week for Black Clover. The nice thing is that that time I got reincarnated as slime is a double series, so I will be able to have that for 24 episodes, which is cool. Some people love it, and I can be overly picky. Yeah, I like what's going on in Gridman, but also I keep waiting for the I don't know how to say this. I think I've said it on another stream. I keep waiting for them to fuck me. I keep waiting for the twist, for the reveal. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. I keep waiting to find out they're made of people. Like, I think I just don't have faith that series isn't going to pull some shit on me. Like I said, I'm very behind on it. I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes. Like, I'm ready for them to be like, oh, actually, we're evil. This whole thing was bad. And you're bad for liking it. So, I don't know why I keep feeling that way. But I do. And maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll probably wait for it to be over and go back. I mean, I felt a little similar to the side story for Sword Art Online, that everyone was like, "Oh no, you'll like it, you'll like it, you'll like it. I know this. You don't care about the gun part and it's characters you don't know, and you'll like it." And then like, it turned out that the main villain's like motivation was so fucked up and weird that I was like, "Nope, not into it." Not into it. I watched that whole thing, but I wasn't super into it. And then I'm not even watching this version of Sword Art because it does the thing I don't enjoy about Sword Art Online, which is introduce a bunch of new characters and keep 1 or 2 characters, if you're lucky, around, and let the other ones that had any character that was introduced previously that has personality and interest just becomes completely one note. Like, let's not forget that Kitaro's sister, who is actually his cousin, is in love with him. Straight up in love with him. And then her character was also in love with his character before she realized who he was. Like, they're straight up in fucking love. Well, not in love. She's in love with him. He doesn't know. Or he does know. I don't remember. But, like, that got fucking dropped. Apparently she just got over her cousin complex. Just completely, totally over it. It is now just a supportive friend. It's like, oh, okay. And the other female characters, like, because it's not a harem show, but there are just, like, a lot of characters that really like the main dude. And they're all pretty cool with it now, too. And it's just like, all right. That show's got some fucking shit. The Hollow says, I gave up on twists in general. Maybe I'm cynical, but I don't think twists work on me unless it's just an event affecting characters I really care about. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, big twists I'm not particularly super fond of. Like I don't mind a oh, this is this thing. But what I don't like is this is the show. It was really this, and there's like sudden change where they're just like, "Fuck you for thinking it was this thing," like that. But if you're like, it's a mystery and there are twists and turns, and you're solving a mystery, and there's like reveals of what was really going on, like behind the scenes, and like you were hinting at it through the whole time, and like people were on message boards going like, I think it's this, and oh no, it's got to be this, like that I'm much more interested in. But if you're just like upheaval for the sense of upheaval, like that's not interesting to me. I'm not down with that. All right, so we got to build. We built one gun, and then we got to build another gun, and then we got to build 2 sword shields. All right, so let's build a sword shield. They're kind of like shields with swords in them. But yeah, we have a weapon here. We got a gun. We're close to finishing it up with. I knew we'd finish this today. We won't be too far into the Wing Gundam, but we definitely get started today, so that's fun. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll finish this. We'll just finish this off and not get anything done. But I think we'll get a little bit done. All right, so that goes there. And then that's B27. We need that. B25. We need that. That's the end of this sheet. Goodbye. Like like I said, I don't mind a good mystery. I enjoy some mystery stuff, but I'm not interested in just like fucking nonsensical twists just for the sake of shock value. It's not my game, not my genre, not my thing. Ooh, I got some notifications on Twitter. Oh yeah. Hey, if you haven't bought Donut County, it's on Good Old Games for like $10. The PC version, direct download, is like $10. Look around. Look to see if it's on sale. Donut County fucking rules. So I encourage you to check out Donut County because I think it's fucking cool. All right, so D13. The Hollow says, like with Evangelion, I really like it, but don't analyze the lore, really. The plot is like a tool for me to see the characters care about. Yeah, I mean, like, knowing that the person making everything I learn about that show, which I didn't know while I was watching it, makes a lot more sense. Like, the fact that it was like a music group was like, or the music company was like, oh, we have a slot. Hey, make something. The guy was the creator was suffering from depression. He was trying to say something. It was a reaction to a lot of things. Like, everything I learn about it, I'm like, oh, yeah. This makes more sense now. But it's also, like, interesting design. I also don't really love Evangelion. Character design, certainly. But, like, the Evas, I don't ever really want to build one. They're not like fun to me. And the Angels aren't fun for me either, as far as building goes. I think they're interesting, but I built one years and years ago, like mid 90s, late 90s. I definitely built one. But it did not interest me particularly. All right, so it's time. Oh, it's sword building time. Finally, we get to use one of these cool sword pieces. All right, pull sword piece up. Pull F2 and F4. When I talk about stuff like that, I do also want to make it clear, and I don't know if I say it enough. If y'all love something, and I just don't particularly care for it, I am not insulting you or the thing that you love. You might love something that I think is bad, but if you love it, you love it. And I'm not here to tell you that things aren't great. I am here and in my capacity as a human being with thoughts and feelings, I can't not say how I feel about things. But I also understand that, like, if you like it, good. I want you to like it. I hope you like it. I hope you love it. Like, please don't let me stand in the way of you liking things, is what I should say there. Don't let anybody stop you from liking your thing. If it's shitty and problematic, maybe think about what you're doing, but otherwise, for the most part, just like your thing. Okay, so here's how this works. We did one, we're going to do the other. So, it lives on here. Basically, this lives on the shoulder as a shoulder, as like a shield. And then also, it can become, oops, that popped off, but that should just be able to stop around. Oops, oh no, oh no. I did read that this was a little loose sometimes, but check that shit out. You get yourself like a blade arm. That rules. And you can also hold the sword in your arm if you want. But I really like the blade, sword blade. I think the sword blade is way cooler. All right, and then we're gonna build the other one. So let's build the other one. And we are almost done here. This was a fun little build, short and sweet. Oh, there's the stand here for there. Yeah, this is a short, sweet little build, but I did dig it, so I was happy to make it happen. I think it's such a cool design that I really wanted to work on it, and then it came out really well. All right, so we'll build the other part. There. Also, I love that the shield kind of like has its own like claw. You can see there. I just think that's a cool choice. There's a lot to this that I really like. I never got that impression from you. I do know people that who mean disliking something you like as put down for your intelligence. It's obnoxious. Yeah, I mean, I hope that comes across. Like, if something is shitty or problematic or like fucking just disturbing and wrong, like, well, I'm gonna call that out. Do not get it twisted. I will call out shit when I see shit. But if it's just like not my thing, like some people are fucking loving that zombie saga. I did not enjoy the I watched 3 episodes of that. I didn't talk about it on stream. I haven't talked about it on stream because I know people are going cuckoo bananas, loving that show. I didn't really like it, so I'm not going to talk about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I didn't enjoy my time with it. So, but like, today became like Zombieland Saga Day on Crunchyroll's Twitter. And that's great. And then also, I know that there is a trans character on that show. And apparently, that character rules, and their treatment of that character is shockingly great for anime and media in general. And that fucking owns. It makes me wish I liked the show better, because I would love to watch that show with a trans character in it that feels good and makes people feel happy and seen. So like, I would never be like, oh, that show sucks. I'm just like, yeah, it's not mine. It's not my show. Happy you like it. Always happy you like it. The Hollow says, I'm not a big Gundam fan, but everyone here is cool and toy building is cool. Yeah. I mean, like, look, first of all, Iron Blooded Orphans is dark as shit. It's a dark, sad show. So I'm not like saying rush out and go watch it. But I am saying, like, I like it a lot. I like Gundam. I like the Gundam series. I like mech shows. I'm not saying go out and watch them, but like it's cool that you found something you like about it, and and I think like some people are like, yeah, I don't really like when you build Lego. I'd much rather watch you build model kits, but also you have fun building Lego, and you seem to have fun with it, so I like it. I've gotten that feedback from people, which is cool. I'd rather have that than people be like, I don't like that thing you like, so fuck off. I also don't know why people would say that to me, but they could. All right, we're going to put this gun on the back, which I think is pretty neat. Also, this skirt doesn't fall apart, so I automatically, this is one of my favorite kits of late because it's not just falling apart. And that's the Grimgerde. That is indeed our Grimgerde. Not a lot of extra pieces. We've got the hands here. Basically, you want to take this piece off. You're going to use the other. It doesn't come with multiple of the armor for the hands. And this is to slot weapons in, like your swords. But I think the swords are better there. And I'd rather have both swords out than the guns out. The gun out, I should say. Not the gun's gun. I just think this is a cooler look. It's really posable. It's very lightweight. I generally don't recommend either recommend or not recommend kits. My frustrations in some kits are very clear, obviously. But I would say if you've only built high grades and you're looking for something that's a little bit more of a challenge, but you're not ready for a full a master grade, the Iron-Blooded Orphans 1/100 line, I would say even probably stick to the full mechanics rather than just the baseline here. But this kit, the knee things were weird. That's it. There was one thing I didn't like about this kit that was a little annoying. Everything else was a breeze and beautiful, and I think it looks rad as hell. What has been your least favorite kit to build? Looks cool. I recently built the orange GM3 from Build Divers. It's on my desk work. That's awesome, Ultron. That's rad. Also, thanks for jumping into the chat. What was my least favorite kit we built? Let's see. I don't know. You know what? That's a great question. I'm actually going to look up. I don't have every kit because I've been lazy about updating my kit list. But while I put this aside to get out our next thing and switch over, because we still got some time left, I'm going to go right to 11 because my voice is holding out, and I like to do 2 full hours when I can. So that's the Wing Zero. You know what? It was probably a real grade. I know that the real grades, I don't love real grades because they're a 144 scale, which I don't love. You know what it was? Pose X-Wing. Pose X-Wing was my least favorite kit we've ever built because the Bandai model kits for Star Wars are high grades until they're not high grades. So it was very easy, very simple, and then suddenly the engine pieces were teeny tiny and didn't fit right and a pain in my fucking ass. That kit was my least favorite kit. It was early on. It was, let's see, I'm looking at the list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was the 5th thing we've ever built on stream, and I did not enjoy it. The X-Wing that we built that wasn't Pose, I liked better, but it's only because the back wasn't great. And then probably I think the Wing Gundam real grade wasn't that fun. The Exia real grade wasn't bad. So yeah, so the Gundam Wing real grade, the Wing Gundam I should say, I didn't love. But the one I liked the least was because I literally, when people say like, oh, have you built anything from Star Wars? I go, in Lego I have, and I don't ever want to build any more. I might want to do a figure, like I would do the figure kits. I might be interested in doing that. So look at this. Look, this is huge. Look at this stupid. Look at this. Look how big these pieces are. Look how high grade. Look how big this is. Look how big the. This is such a big kit. But anyway, um, um, ISK, uh, metal sheet. So Ultron, I worked with, I did a metal sheet kit that was a very tiny thing that was part of the um, anniversary of Dragon Ball. It's a little tiny kit, and it was little metal pieces, and that was fun. That's the only time I've never worked big with metal. I worked very little with metal. And then ISK, as we start this build, we're just gonna, 10, 15 minutes of just like starting it, because whatever. This booklet is huge. This is I love this page. This page is awesome. Actually, I'll show you my favorite page because we'll get into building, but where is it? Is it? Oh, here it is. This is my favorite page. The outline of all of the kits and how they got, and they're like, well, these, like, it doesn't have endless walls in it, but it's like, here's these upgrades, and this came from this. These 5 came from this one. And then this came from a combination of this stuff and also the Talgeese research. I love it so much. It's very cool. Anyway, my most favorite kit is a tie. It is for Lego. It is the Millennium Falcon. Watching that just get bigger and bigger, and the intricacies of it, and making a Han Solo minifig, like, it just did my heart good. Like, that is always going to be one of my favorite kits I've ever built. And then the other one that I really loved was the Perfect Grade Wing Gundam, Wing Zero Perfect Grade. I love the feathers. I love working in that 160 scale, which this also is. I love the intricacies of it. Whereas this is like a giant high grade. Like I said, the pieces are huge. The sheets are huge. The spruces are huge. That's just silly in a way that is fun. Those were all very tiny pieces, and it took like a month and a half to build. And then I broke a piece and had to repair it, and I got to figure out how to repair it. And one day I'll go back and do a better job of the repair. The repair was okay, but it was a great build, and also, like, Steve Lynn bought that for me. Steve Lynn is a great supporter of many people, including myself. So can't say enough good thing about Steve. But Steve bought a kit that's so expensive. I honestly never ever thought on this channel I'd ever build a perfect grade. I didn't think anyone would buy that Millennium Falcon, and folks have gifted me with the ability to make incredibly wonderful kits that I love so much, that it's sometimes shocking when y'all do that. But all right, we're building our arm here. We're gonna get some arm done. But yeah, I think those are my favorites. I almost said, as far as my least favorite kits, was working on the Shining Gundam from G Gundam, because, well, I made a mistake. The mistake was I hadn't built a model kit in a very long time, and I started with a kit from the late 90s, which had screws in it. I was not prepared for that, and it was a tough build because I should have started with a modern kit. I should not have done an old kit like that. I have now come to appreciate that kit and the learning process it was, but G Gundam kits, there were no re-releases of them. So it's just the original ones, or maybe there was like one re-release early on, like a second batch. But like those master grades, they were trying stuff, and they weren't great. They weren't fun to build. I would not recommend them unless you're a seasoned builder, because it wasn't fun to build that, I'll say. All right, so we need those. We need those. We need a there, that there. Sometimes I like to, when working like this is like, so obviously this is a non-graded type, but it's basically a high grade. When I'm building high grades, which use a lot of these plastic pieces here, these like rubberized pieces pieces as connecting joints. One of the things I like to do a lot is just kind of lay them out uh, so I can see what they look like and see where they need to be. So that's A12 and then PCC is this one. And sometimes there's a hard plastic piece that looks like it would be one of these and it isn't, and that's always very weird. Okay, then you need A1 and A7, and I mean, just you can see this. These are huge pieces. Like look at, since I have it out here. This is a 1/100 scale. This is a 160 scale. Look at the difference in the arm. Like that's part of an arm is like most of this character's arm is it's going to be very big, and I'm very much looking forward to it. That's a 1 there, and a 7 is down here. I won't keep talking about how stupidly big this is the entire time I'm building this kit, but I do think it's pretty fun. It is a large lad. It's the 160 scale and a pretty big kit. You know, the Gundam Wing Gundams, the Gundams from Gundam Wing, I should say, because this is the Wing Gundam Zero, the Wing Zero. They are large. They are large boys. They're on the big side, and then being 160 scale is pretty large. This kit came out in 1995. So it says 160 scale model real making version. Real making version is what they call this, and I am not going to remember that because it doesn't sound like a real thing. And so I always try to remember that it's called the real making version, but that isn't that's not a thing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this is a very cool kit. And I'm looking forward to building it. I've been waiting to do this for a while. It won the poll. My $10 Patreon supporters can vote on kits I build. Some of them don't ever vote, and that's fine. But this one with a vote of 2. Sometimes I break ties, but 2 people voted for this kit. I do want to do that space shuttle because I haven't done anything real, quote real. I haven't done anything from real life yet, so I'd be interested in trying that out. I think that would be pretty cool. We'll just connect to that. These aren't ready to be connected yet, but look, we already did an arm. We'll do the other arm here, just to get it done, but we already have an arm done, so that's where we are in this build so far. Is we already built an arm, and then we'll build the other part of the arm, and then that'll wrap up the stream for tonight. But as Yisk said, this is indeed a large lad. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow at 10 p.m. I said 2 hours originally. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull 2 hours off just because my voice is not great right now. I'm going to try not to talk tomorrow. I do have to shoot. I don't have to, but I want to shoot a video. I am working Saturday during the day. I'm still going to stream 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday. My normal build stream will be continuing this build, but I also am going to work during the day and the afternoon, I should say, covering a shift. So, Ultron just subscribed. You tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But because I'm going to work on Saturday, I need to shoot my Let Pat Play tomorrow. I've been watching Let's Play of Metal Wolf Chaos, and the fact that it's getting remastered, geez, that is amazing. I think there's never been a better time to remaster that not particularly great game. It is accidentally poignant, and I think it makes all the sense in the world. I'm actually surprised they didn't that in 2016 they didn't immediately greenlight it for like a reboot or remake or remaster. I'm really surprised that in the fall of 2016 they didn't go, hey, we should put that out. Um, but yeah, um, Ultron, thank you very much for subscribing. Thanks for everybody for watching. Tomorrow night, as I said, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be streaming. I will be doing. I will be checking out Twitch Sings, which is basically a karaoke client. Um, there is Twitter integration, but not the way I'm going to be doing it because I just want to try it out and see if people want to like hang out with me while I do that. Um, that's more interesting to me is to see if it's like a fun thing for people before I do that. Because like you got to log into this client and you got to have the software and all that. Instead, you just go to the Twitch channel like you do normally. I'll have it just running in OBS, and I think it'll be pretty fun. Like I'm looking forward to it. I think it's like a weird thing. Like I said, I just hope my voice can keep up with demand and I can belt some tunes for you. Yeah, I'm going to try to sing a bunch. Like I said, my voice isn't particularly great right now, but I'm going to try to only talk tomorrow when I shoot my Let's Play video for Monday because I don't have other time to do it otherwise. So I got to get that done. But I feel like if I can get that done, um, then I will be able to save my voice for tomorrow night. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Build with Baer Workshop. Singing tomorrow, regular building again on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern in my normal time. Thank you for joining me. We got a little bit done of this big kit. We still got a ways to go, but we'll keep going on it. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Thanks for the new subscribers and renewed subscribers and people just checking it out for the first time. But I hope to see you all this weekend and stay safe and be cool out there. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.